Hey friend, this is Soph. Today I want to talk about the desk setup that I have behind me. I work from home and that's about 8 hours a day. On top of that, I will also edit videos and do other things here. So in any given business day, I'm in front of my desk for anywhere between 9 to 11 hours a day. And some of the things that I have here is just chef's kiss, and it's been so helpful in helping me to be productive, and I want to share those with you today. The first thing I want to talk about is actually this desk. Oh, by the way, none of the stuff I'm going to talk about today is sponsored. I don't know them, they don't know me, I just like their stuff. The desk behind me is Flexi Spot. I got it during the pandemic for my birthday. This is a adjustable desk, so it goes up and down and up and down very smoothly. There are two things that I really like about this desk. First is that it actually works for somebody who is tall. I am 6 feet tall and I don't have to straddle when I'm working standing up at this desk. If you are tall, then you know the straddle when we are working somewhere on a surface that is not tall enough for us. When I use this desk, I don't have to do the straddle. It works for somebody who's 6 feet tall, but if you are 6 feet or above, like 6'1", 6'2", it might be a little bit worse for you. You may have to straddle a little bit, but if you're 6 feet tall, you are good. The second thing that I really like about this desk is the depth, or the width of it is wider than a typical desk in my opinion. After I put on my 2 monitors and 2 monitor stands, I still have enough room left for a desk pad and enough room to do my arts and crafts and journaling. The second thing I want to talk about is this little timer here. Typically this timer sits right here in front of my face on my desk. And it might be really old school to actually still have a timer. This is a time timer, by the way. Before I started using the time timer, I was using the timer function on my phone, but I noticed that whenever I go to set the timer or stop the timer, I get distracted by either text messages from my friends or Instagram. So the time timer eliminates that problem. And I've noticed that is really helpful on 3 different fronts. First is concentration, second is procrastination, and 3 is just keeping a tally throughout the day. When it comes to the concentration front, it's really helpful because it's a visual indicator, and the time that you have left is dark. The time that you've already worked is, white. Typically what I will do is, especially in the morning when I do the more intense, more like brain heavy work, I will set the timer to an hour. And during that hour, I won't do anything besides completing the task in front of me. That means I don't go pee, I don't go grab coffee. If my cats jump by my desk, I will give them 2 pets and then I will remove them. And when the time is up, it kind of makes this noise. Is quite loud, but I actually like it because after I've concentrated for an hour, I will set the timer to 10 minutes and I will take a break. During that break time, I will be off to the living room making coffee, or in the bathroom peeing, or doing whatever, but I can still hear the timer go off when my break time is up. It's great for concentration because I've noticed that as time kind of ticks and ticks and ticks, it gives me a satisfaction of how long I've worked, and because I have the satisfaction, it drives me to work and concentrate for even longer, and that really helps with me being more productive. When it comes to the procrastination front, I know we all have this problem. I'm sure you've noticed that typically whenever there is a task that we have to do but we don't really want to do, we imagine them in our heads to be a little bit more difficult than it actually is. So the hard part is just to get going. Once you get going, typically you're good. I've had circumstances where it wasn't good, but most of the time it's good. So what I will do is in order to beat procrastination and get myself going, I will set the timer to 10 minutes and I will kind of trick myself to say, I'll only do it for 10 minutes. But typically after the 10 minutes are up, I'm already kind of in the zone. I'm already getting it going. Then I will turn this timer to 50 minutes to make it a complete an hour cycle. And I will do the thing that I didn't really want to do. And on the keeping a tally throughout the day front, because every time I'm using my timer for an hour, by the end of the day, I kind of have a good idea of how many of these cycles I've gone through. And typically in a day, I will do anywhere between 3 to 5 of these cycles. And at the end of the day, I can count how many cycles, and knowing that within those cycles, for example, if I did 3 of these cycles, I know that for 3 hours today, I did nothing but focusing on completing the tasks in front of me. And that makes me feel really productive and feel really good about myself. The third thing I want to talk about is to separate work and personal stuff. So on my desk here on the right hand side, everything is my 9-to-5 job related: monitor, laptop underneath here, and keyboard and mouse and all that stuff. And on the left hand side here, the wider monitor and the MacBook that's not really there right now because I'm using it to film, they are for my personal stuff. Since you're not really supposed to mix work and personal anyway, every day I will turn on both computers, but my work laptop obviously is for work stuff, and my MacBook is going to be for Spotify and for checking my personal emails. Keeping my work laptop and personal laptop separate really saved me a lot of time. Back when I worked in the office, I used my work laptop for everything, for music, and if I'm checking my personal emails, I would download the attachments to my work laptop. After doing that for a couple of months, I will have a bunch of personal stuff on my work computer that I would have to sort through and send back to my personal computer, and that's just a lot of time. By separating those two things, I now no longer have to do the organizing and sending the files, and that saves me a couple of hours every couple of months. The fourth and most important thing I want to talk about today that helps with my productivity is really just to keep a clean desktop. I noticed that whenever I have a clean desktop, I don't get annoyed by the things that gets into my way, and my mind is less cluttered, and therefore I'm more productive and more efficient. This is free, so you don't have to get anything for it. Just figure out a way to keep your desktop clean and free of clutter. When I organized my desktop, there are 3 things that really helped with keeping my desktop organized and clean, but you don't have to get those. I'm just talking about it because I have them. The first thing is up to the left of my desk. I have a clear magazine stand. In the morning, I will journal and maybe use my iPad, but after the morning, I will put them away in this magazine file. The magazine file I got from Daiso for $3, so it's a good investment. I will still take my journal out from time to time throughout the day, but it's so within reach and it keeps them off of my desktop and out of my way. The second thing I want to talk about here are my 2 monitor stands. They are from IKEA and it's like 30 bucks each, but it's great because it comes with the drawers that have 4 different compartments, and they are great for keeping your knickknacks that you use more often, like sticky notes, tape, and markers. On top of that, they have these little compartments underneath in which you can slide your keyboard or your laptop when you're not using them. The third thing that's helped me with keeping a clean desktop is this drawer here. It looks clean, but if you open the drawers, they are the opposite of clean. This is where I keep my less often used knickknacks like cables and stickers from a long time ago. Since the drawer is there, even if I do want to grab something out of it, I don't have to get out of my chair to go grab the thing. Because I'm lazy, this really helps in keeping my desktop uncluttered and clean. Sometimes if there's too much stuff on it and I don't want to organize it yet, I will just toss everything into the drawers and deal with it later. All right, those are the 4 things that really helps with my productivity while I work from home. Now be nice to yourself and those around you, and I will see you back here again soon. Bye.
It's me again. You made it to the end of the video. As a reward, I'm going to tell you a secret. You know how when you were younger, adults around you would always ask you what you want to be when you grow up? Well, when I was younger, the answer was that I wanted to sell ice cream with an ice cream cart. Well, that dream has not come true yet, but we'll see. That's my secret. Bye.